Welcome to the Decoding the Unknown channel. This is where science stops asserting and starts asking questions. In this episode, we continue our exploration of one of the most enigmatic cosmic objects ever observed, 3I Atlas. After its closest approach to Earth, new data, new questions, and anomalies that cannot be ignored have emerged. What do we really know about this interstellar visitor, and why does it seem to completely ignore us? Let's decipher the unknown together.
The key moment, closest approach to Earth.
On December 19, 2025, the interstellar object known as 3I Atlas reached its closest point to Earth. This moment was astronomically discrete, but symbolically extremely important. Why? Because for the first time since its discovery, 3I Atlas passed close enough to be closely observed, compared, analyzed, and put into context. This close approach brought no visual spectacle. It did not light up the sky. It produced no effects. But it is precisely this lack of reaction that raises the most interesting questions.
What did we know shortly before this moment?
A few days before the closest approach, the data already showed something unusual. 3I Atlas was following an extremely clear and stable trajectory, which did not seem to be influenced by either the Earth or the large planets. To put it more simply, most comets are perturbed a little by the gravity of the planets. Their trajectory changes slightly. Small deviations appear. In the case of 3I Atlas, these deviations are almost absent. It is as if the object had passed through the solar system without paying attention to the surrounding environment.
What does interstellar object really mean?
In science, an anomaly is not a sign of danger or evidence of something extraordinary. Rather, it is a quiet alarm signal that tells us that our understanding is incomplete. An interstellar object does not originate in our solar system. It comes from the space between stars, from another system, perhaps even from another region of the galaxy. This means that it is not bound to the sun. It does not revolve. It is not part of our cosmic family. When an object presents multiple anomalies, it doesn't mean we know what it is. It means the exact opposite, that we need to be more attentive to what we observe. 3I Atlas is a visitor, one that enters, crosses, and leaves. And the way it does so is what makes it special, without haste, without visible reactions, without signs of interaction. And in the case of 3I Atlas, these anomalies did not appear in isolation. They accumulated.
Why do anomalies keep appearing around 3I Atlas?
Up to this point, 3I Atlas might seem like just another interstellar object traversing the solar system. A rare visitor, but not necessarily surprising. But as the data accumulated, astronomers began to notice something unsettling. This object not only came from outside the solar system, but it didn't behave as we would have expected. We are not talking about a single deviation or measurement error, but about a series of observations that, put together, do not fit the known models. In the previous episode, we talked about 10 anomalies associated with the interstellar object 3I Atlas. In the meantime, as new data was analyzed, the list not only did not close, but expanded. Today, we are talking about 15 anomalies. But what exactly is an anomaly? It is not evidence of something exotic. It is not a conclusion. It is simply behavior that was not predicted by our models. In other words, something that does not match what we expected to see. A notable example occurs near perihelion, the point at which 3I Atlas passed closest to the Sun. After a gravitational deflection of about 16 degrees, the object should have changed its behavior. And yet, observations show that 3I Atlas continued to maintain a jet directed toward the sun. To the general public, a jet means an emission of material, dust, or gas that comes out of a cosmic object, as we commonly see in comets. The problem is the direction. Normally, such a jet should be influenced by rotation, gravity, and changing trajectory. In the case of 3I Atlas, this did not happen. This is just one of 5 new anomalies added to the list. Others are the stability of the trajectory, the lack of expected effects near the sun, and the way the object seems to maintain its behavior regardless of the environment it crosses. The important thing is not what these anomalies are, but what they tell us. Namely, that our current models do not fully describe what we observe. 3I Atlas does nothing spectacular, but it does several things differently.
Approaching Earth, devoid of any special events.
When a celestial object approaches Earth, we expect something: a change in trajectory, an acceleration, or at least a detectable reaction. In the case of 3I Atlas, none of these things happened. It passed. It went on its way, and it showed no sign that Earth mattered. This indifference is paradoxically the most interesting thing.
3I Atlas acts as if it doesn't see us.
In one of his most recently published texts, Avi Loeb formulates a simple but powerful idea. 3I Atlas seems to completely ignore Earth. Not because it's avoiding something, not because it's reacting to our presence, but because we're simply not relevant to its trajectory. Perhaps that's the most important message of this episode. Not everything that crosses our cosmic vicinity is about us. 3I Atlas doesn't come, it doesn't stay, it doesn't respond, it just moves on. 3I Atlas did not stop. It didn't slow down. It has shown no sign that Earth matters in its trajectory. Perhaps that is the most disturbing aspect. Not that we don't fully understand it, but that the universe has no obligation to include us in its story. The research continues, the questions remain, and the mystery is still open. Until next time, stay curious and don't forget. Reality is often stranger than fiction. That's why Decoding the Unknown is a space of exploration dedicated to the fragile boundary between verified facts, modern science, and the unknown, approached with respect for the questions that have yet to be answered.